all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business. Good morning and thanks for listening in. This is the daily morning update from Bloomberg Quint and I'm Alex Matthew. Hope you had a lovely Diwali weekend. Here's everything that you need to know at the start of your work week. First up, there's great news in the fight against COVID-19. The company Moderna has said yesterday that its vaccine was 94.5% effective in preliminary analysis. That's better than the levels achieved by Pfizer and BioNTech. Moderna data showed that the side effects were generally short-lived and there were no significant safety concerns, while no serious COVID cases developed among trial patients who got the vaccine. The other important point to note is that Moderna pointed to new data showing its vaccine is stable at refrigerator temperatures for 30 days, much longer than a previously estimated 7 days. It can be kept in freezers over the longer term and doesn't need the special facilities that are required for the Pfizer vaccine. US stocks rose to record highs after the news and oil climbed. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was the biggest gainer, ending higher by 1.6%. The S&P 500 meanwhile rose 1.2%, while the Nasdaq closed 0.8% higher. All three early risers in the Asia-Pacific region have minor gains at the start of trade. Brent crude meanwhile was just a shade lower than $44 to the barrel last I checked. Now, the progress made on the vaccines comes at a time when India recorded its lowest rise in cases since the middle of July. About 30,500 fresh cases were reported by the Health Ministry in the 24 hours to 8 a.m. yesterday, and that takes the total tally to over 88.45 lakh. Meanwhile, cases continue to rise much more quickly in the rest of the world. Austria has announced tighter lockdown restrictions, while Greece cancelled school and Russia closed bars and restaurants. States around the United States of America have toughened rules as the nation reported nearly 200,000 cases. That is a new record. In the top news back home, a 14-member Council of Ministers in Bihar, headed by Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, was sworn in by Governor Fagu Chauhan. Those who were sworn in included two Deputy Chief Minister designates, Tarkishore Prasad and Renu Devi, both from the BJP, which bagged a lion's share of the berths. In news on India's economy, wholesale price inflation rose to its highest in 8 months at 1.48% in October as prices of manufactured goods rose. Economists believe that the increase in core inflation points to recovery in demand conditions after the lockdowns to curb COVID-19 were lifted systematically. The Finance Ministry yesterday invited bids from actuarial firms for arriving at the embedded value of Life Insurance Corporation of India ahead of its stake sale. The government plans to sell minority stake, remember, in the insurance company and list it on the stock exchanges. It has already appointed Deloitte and SBI Caps as pre-IPO transaction advisors. In other news, the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting yesterday issued a public notice asking entities involved in streaming of news and current affairs through digital media to comply with the central government's earlier order permitting 26% foreign direct investment under the government approval route to such entities. The ministry, in its notice to the news portals, websites and news agencies, has laid out the detailed actions to be undertaken by eligible entities to comply with the government's September 18, 2019 decision within a month. And with that, it's over to Hormuz Fatakia for the trade setup for the day in India. Good morning, Hormuz. How are we looking at the start of the week?
Good morning to you, Alex, and to our listeners as well. Samvat 2077 began on an auspicious note for the equity markets. The benchmark indices closed in the green, registering their third straight positive close for a Muhurat trading session. The top performing stock on the Nifty during Muhurat trading was BPCL, and that is my first stock for you today. As the deadline for submitting expressions of interest for the fuel retailer ended last night, this investment secretary Tuhin Kanta Pandey wrote on Twitter that several EOIs have been received for the proposed stake sale. Bloomberg News reported, quoting from an interview with the secretary, that bids from global as well as local players have been received. The stock ended nearly 5% higher on Saturday. What also showed tremendous traction during Muhurat trading were logistics stocks. Snowman Logistics saw its biggest single-day gain in 6 years, ending at the highest level since April 2018, while Gati ended at the highest level since March 2019, with gains of nearly 13%. The price band for both these stocks for today's session have been revised to 10% from 20%. Other stocks that saw strong traction during Muhurat trading were the Adani Group stocks, while Adani Green Energy and Adani Enterprises ended at a record high, gaining for the 4th and 6th straight session respectively. Adani Transmission ended at the highest level since January this year. Watch out for Reliance Industries, as Reliance Retail has acquired 96% stake in online furniture and home decor store Urban Ladder for 182 crore rupees. It has the option to acquire the remaining stake and plans to invest 75 crore rupees in it by December 2023. Larsen & Toubro has emerged as the lowest bidder for a 3,200 crore project to build a road bridge over the Brahmaputra River, PTI reported, quoting a National Highways and Infrastructure Development Corporation official. Some other stocks to watch include NBCC, which has received work orders worth over 1,100 crore rupees in October, and Oil India, which has managed to douse the blowout at its well at Bagjan in Assam. For those who track the F&O space closely, here's an update for you. For this Thursday, that is the weekly options expiry, the maximum open interest for the call side lies at the 13,000 strike, while that on the put side lies at the 12,700 strike. Stocks that are in the F&O ban include BHEL, Canara Bank, Indiabulls Housing Finance, JSPL, LIC Housing Finance, SAIL, Sun TV and Tata Motors. Early ticks on the SGX Nifty showed that the index is trading around the mark of 12,890, trading with gains of 40 to 50 points. To know more about the stocks that I've just spoken about, do log into BloombergQuint.com for the all-you-need-to-know copy. With that, I wish you a safe day, a safe somewhat 2077, and it's back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Hormus, and as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day and an even better week ahead.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you could listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma, or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.